It's CEO here, and today I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't reset your island in preparation for the upcoming Animal Crossing update. Before we get into it, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more Animal Crossing videos. If you reset, you'll lose all your Nook miles. This is especially important because many of the new features in the update cost miles to use, such as the Pro Decorating License, which is 2,500 miles, Custom Fencing is 2,500 miles, New Reactions is 3,300 miles, the Pro Construction License, 3,000 miles, 4 new hairstyles, 3,000 miles, Island Life 101 Service, 400 miles, Cooking Recipes, 2,000 miles, and this will allow you to start cooking on your island. The Pro Camera app, 1,500 miles, the Custom Designs Patterns Plus, 1,800 miles. Plus, a ride with Cap'n to his Mystery Islands is 1,000 miles, or half a Nook Mile ticket. If you reset, you'll have to manually grind through tasks to get these Nook Miles. Unlike Bells or Nook Mile tickets that you can get from a friend or a treasure island, you cannot get Nook Miles from anyone but yourself. So if you want to experience many of the new features when the 2.0 update comes out, resetting will only hold you back. If you reset your island, you'll have to learn all the DIYs all over again. This in itself is a pain because there are over 600 DIYs. Many basic DIYs you can learn from villagers crafting, popping balloons, and DIY bottles that wash up on your beaches. But some are notoriously hard to find and relearn, such as the cherry blossom DIYs, maple DIYs, and frozen DIYs, which require you to build over 10 perfect snowboys. In the early days of Animal Crossing New Horizons, it was almost impossible to find any ironwood DIYs. I personally would never reset my island because I don't want to restart the whole process of filling up my DIY library, especially since some of my favorite items are DIYs, and without the recipe, I can't craft them or enjoy them. But if you do want to reset, I've included some videos in the description with tips and tricks on how to find those especially hard DIYs. If you reset your island, you'll have to build up your catalog again. When you reset, you lose all your items and your catalog gets reset, so any items you've ever held will no longer be in your catalog or be repurchasable. Animal Crossing has thousands of items, and some can be extremely hard to find, especially if you want all the color variations of a certain item, as your island will only ever sell one of the color variations. You can get more items from friends or from treasure islands, and even from villagers or popping balloons. But that's still a grind you'll have to go through again if you want to build up your item collection and catalog. And having a decent amount of items is crucial for my next point. If you reset, you'll have to unlock Terraforming again. This is also a pain, but also necessary to fully enjoy the update, and I'll tell you why. But first, to unlock Terraforming, you need to achieve at least a 3-star rating on your island. This means paying off your first debt to Tom Nook, which requires 5,000 Nook Miles. You'll then also have to move in 10 villagers, place items outside to create decorated areas, also place fencing outside, plant flowers, trees, and bushes, and have little to no dropped items outside, such as dropped pieces of furniture, dropped DIYs, and dropped crafting materials. Achieving 3 stars is almost more difficult than achieving 5 stars, because to get to 3 stars, you have to have a good amount of items to place outside, and if you just restarted, you won't have that many items to work with right away, especially since your catalog resets. If you've already restarted, you're in luck, because I have a video on how to pay off your debt to Tom Nook fast, and how to unlock Terraforming in case you need some help on the way. If you reset, you'll have to unlock Harv's Island again. You can begin to unlock Harv's Island once you have at least 3 residents on your island. This shouldn't be too hard since you have 2 residents living on your island as soon as you start the game. However, you do have to wait until Harv appears on your island walking around for him to invite you to go to his island. You then have to go through all the dialogue with Orville again when you finally want to fly to Harv's Island for the first time. There's also no guarantee that Harv's Plaza will appear with Harv's Island right away, even if you have Harv's Island unlocked already. You may have to complete a certain amount of visits to Harv's Island, or use Phototopia a certain amount of times before Harv suggests the idea of a plaza. I highly suspect Harv's Plaza will not be open right away the moment you update, because a lot of times in Animal Crossing, if they introduce a new area, you have to do a few things before it appears. This is similar to how you have to donate 40 bugs, fishes, and fossils once you unlock the full museum before Blather suggests an art exhibit. And speaking of the museum, if you reset, you'll have to upgrade your museum again, which means upgrading your museum tent to a building in order to get Brewster to move in and build his cafe. You'll also most likely need to upgrade the museum to have at least the art exhibit before the roost can be unlocked. In Animal Crossing New Leaf, if you wanted to unlock Brewster in his cafe, you have to donate at least 50 pieces each of art, bugs, fish, and fossils to Blathers. You then had to wait 7 to 10 days after all those specimens were donated, and then Blathers would suggest the idea of a cafe. At that point, you could start working on building the roost, which required bells to complete. This supports my point that the roost most likely will not be something immediately available to players. If you reset your island, you'll have to wait even longer to see Brewster and experience his cafe. If you reset, you'll also have to pay off your house again. It costs 5,696,000 bells to upgrade to the biggest house, which includes a basement and upstairs, plus the 5,000 Nook miles you pay to Nook to upgrade from a tent to a house in the beginning. You most likely won't be able to customize your house with the 3 new house exteriors until you have the biggest house possible, since you can't upgrade your storage until you have the biggest house possible. In Animal Crossing New Leaf, there was a similar situation where you couldn't customize your house until you built a left and right room. We also found out in the update that your house storage can be upgraded from 2,400 to 5,000 storage spots. For all you item hoarders out there, but it will come at a cost. Nook won't let you have this massive storage upgrade for free. In a previous update that increased your house storage from 1,600 to 2,400, you had to have the biggest house already unlocked in order to purchase the larger storage from Nook. This storage upgrade cost 500,000 bells, so we can assume that in order to get the 500 storage slots, you'll need to unlock the 2,400 storage slots first and pay an additional fee to Tom Nook. And since the previous storage upgrade cost 500,000 bells, it's very likely that this storage upgrade will cost 500,000 bells or more. All these bells are hard to come by, especially if you reset your game. For example, on my island, I've unlocked the largest house and purchased the 2,400 storage upgrade. So when the update comes out, all I'll have to do is pay Nook for the 500 storage upgrade. If you reset, you'll have to go through this entire house unlocking process again. If you reset, there's a multitude of other features you won't be able to access right away. Many of these features require you to have upgraded the resident services tent to a building. So until you do that, you won't be able to enjoy the following: group stretching, island ordinances, new Nook Mile items, and possibly other features that we just don't know how they'll be in the game yet. And lastly, if you reset, you'll most likely have to wait to meet Cap'n. In this update, we found out that Cap'n will be returning. However, it's very likely he won't just appear at your dock the moment you update your game. In Animal Crossing New Leaf, to unlock Cap'n, you have to pay off your first home loan and then talk to the town mayor twice for Cap'n to show up at the dock. Even if you've made substantial progress on your island, you'll most likely will need to go through some sort of unlocking process. If you reset, however, the process to unlock Cap'n will be even longer, so you'll have to wait a decent amount of time before you meet Cap'n and take a ride to his mysterious islands. And these are all the reasons I feel you shouldn't reset your game. I know many people reset their games already to make room for all the new items and features like farming and the increase in inclines and bridges allowed. But I feel those reasons do not outweigh all the work you'll have to put into your island to get to a point where all the new features will be accessible to you. Of course, if you like the grind and want to play through Animal Crossing again, I won't say that's wrong. You're allowed to play Animal Crossing however you like, which is the beauty of the game. Let me know in the comments if you're going to reset your game or if you already reset it. I'm curious to see the percentage of those who reset versus those who haven't. I am personally not going to reset my main island because I've already put 4,000 hours into it and I don't want to start over since I've already made so much progress. If I want to make room for new areas, I will flatten and remove items, but not completely restart. Subscribe for more Animal Crossing videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.